Hey, Russell here, and in the 100-degree Richmond heat coming at you after doing a little bit of grinding. One of the reasons I work out and stuff is just to keep myself young, but also exercise benefits the brain, mental fortitude, just overall strength, physical, mental, spiritual, all those things. So I just want to encourage you to go out and do something. But that brings me to the point of evangelism, because you want to be ready, you want to be strong, and one way is to be stronger in anything is just to go out and exercise that part of your spiritual being. So, always the evangelist, I just want to give you some more tips on different ways you can evangelize, and one of the spiritual warfare principles is the mobility, or maneuver, called a different couple things. And this is from Weapons and Tactics, come from SWAT, from John Jeddick Ministries, Principles of War, things like that. But mobility, just to be able to outmaneuver your enemy is a great tactic. But specifically with evangelism, mobility really boils down to what you can do. And we can do a lot, especially in this day and age, with tapes and CDs and DVDs and phones, and cell phones and smartphones, computers, internet, trains, planes, automobiles. It's just endless in the things that we can do and use to carry the Holy Spirit and the gospel message to literally any part of the world. So some tips on taking the message, your message that God has in you, because you're a minister of reconciliation, is just again, in your neighborhood, in your church, at the mall, anywhere, you have the mobility and the way to maneuver the gospel. So I always carry tracts. I have tons of tracts. You can buy tracts, you can make tracts, you can actually go to different places and get boxes of free tracts. So it talks about being born again, the new birth, anything, 4 reasons why you can smile. There's plenty of openers and plenty of literature that you can get into people's hands. You can mail them. You can just carry them around and hand them out. Just tons of different ways. If you're at the airport, if you're at the bus stop, if you're anywhere you are, you have time usually just to hand somebody some literature. I know it's old school, but it really does a lot of good. People have something to look at. If they're waiting for something, or you don't have a lot of time to really talk to them, they can look at it later. And people do read them and look at them later. So even if they don't get born again then, the seed is sown. And the effects of evangelism when you hand things out, be it books or tracts or even CDs now, although we're going to like a lot of streaming, but anyway, if you can put stuff into people's hands, it transcends time, it transcends most everything, because you up your quality, you up your quantity, you up your the economy of force that you're using. And what I mean by that is, if you hand somebody a book or a tape or a CD, you might have like the contact of about, maybe 30 seconds to a minute with that person, but they have something for a lifetime. If they receive something, it's a gift, and so it's even more easier to touch a person's heart if they're given something. A lot of times you'll never see the person again, but my wife and I, we hand out tracts a lot, and obviously pray for people and see them healed and things like that. So there's a lot of seed to be sown, a lot of ways to do it, and the principle of warfare is mobility. And if you could, I just enjoy reading books on evangelism too, so watch as many videos on YouTube about evangelism and read books, and just be that force multiplier out there and put as many tools as you can in your toolbox for witnessing. Not one way is the same for everybody, so you'll probably touch more people's lives by praying for them and get them healed, and then they hear the gospel. But there's certainly ways to open up a conversation. Current events is always a good one. I remember there was one of the space shuttle tragedies, and I was actually getting my car fixed. We saw it on the TV, and there's 4 or 5 people in the mechanics auto place or whatever, get my car fixed, and I just stood up and told everybody, I said, you never know when you're going to die. Life is not guaranteed the next day, and I just presented a real quick gospel message. Everybody was kind of uncomfortable, but I mean, they heard that, and they'll never forget those words. And then later the manager said, hey, that was a great job. Thanks for doing that. it gave him courage to be able to be even bolder in his faith. So you never know who's listening. You never know whose life you're going to touch. So any questions, concerns, type them in, email me. If you need help on evangelism and how to start conversations or get people healed, things like that, just let me know. And I'll probably start doing maybe some book reviews. I have a list of really good books that have impacted my life, and I'll probably start doing videos on, each video a book, what it's about, a quick review, and how it touched my life. So, warrior up. See you at work.